Live in there.
All right. Yep, we're live. Okay. So there's our yeah. All right. Well, welcome to the Simon and Tyler show. We are not here at 10 o'clock. We're about 40 minutes after because of technical difficulties. Yeah, technical difficulties. Very, very technical difficulties.
Yep.
So we spent some time after that preparing something of a show. And it's going to be a bit of a short one. This isn't really a show so much as it is a what would you call it, Simon?
Test number 2.
Test. Actually, yeah, this is test 2.
Yeah.
Only it's live.
Yeah.
And probably live to tape or
okay.
Live to tape, live to, I don't know, YouTube, whatever. Okay, yeah. So let's talk about stuff that we have here to talk about. We have a really, really rough outline for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna try and hit it in. I like the font you used. Yeah, I think that's all right.
I couldn't remember how to turn it off, so.
No, it's good that you turn it on. Sorry, what we have here is we have the setup. Mine at least is on the one side of the monitor is you, and like everybody else. On the other side of the monitor is the PowerPoint that we're sharing. So there's a Google Doc that we're sharing as we go through. We make notes together, and then I have below that PowerPoint running. So if there are any slides that I want to share with you, the viewer, and you, Simon, then I present them down to another monitor, and that's the monitor that I share. Okay. So yeah, I like the font you're using.
It looks cool.
It does. Did you change everything?
No, just that.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
Because I got distracted and I fooled around. This is what I do.
All right. Well, this is what I'm gonna do then. I'm gonna do this. I'll be.
All right. Let's see it.
Who's gonna be?
What is Hangout toolbox?
Just that's not for you.
Oh, okay. All right. I promise not to click on it. All right.
Yeah, promise not to click on it. This is my coolness for right now.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. Does that show up? Yeah, the awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce. Yeah.
Okay. So the awesome sauce wants to know from Simon. Tell me about you, dude. Why? I guess to me right now, I'm thinking like, why would anybody want to watch this?
Well, other than
you're gonna convince them to watch this.
Yeah, our charming personalities.
Yeah,
and our incredible collection of toys behind us.
I have more actually. I'm gonna rotate them.
Yeah, so, this is good.
A lot more.
Well, we got a lot of stuff to say. We've been in the industry for a long time. Sorry, didn't mean to sound so defeated when I was talking about working on the internet.
Yeah,
I'm sure nobody can relate.
On the internet.
Yeah, but yeah, so I actually it's been a long time, and I don't think I'd be able to do anything else. I think I'd probably be working at not to disparage anybody else's job, but just like I'd be doing drywall or something.
Yeah, actually, I think the same thing. Honestly, I'd be in construction doing cool things.
Yeah.
Not to say what I do is cool. I really enjoy the stuff that I do, but yeah, for me, when we started getting jobs, all the jobs that you could get started being internet jobs. Like that's at least in the sphere that I was in, around with the people that I was around at the time, that was it. Like you're gonna have an internet related job because the internet was starting, and that's how old you were. You're joining the workforce. So
it's we're the only people that knew how to do it. I mean, you're gonna ask some boomers to do it? No.
Anyway, yeah. We can dig in the boomers later.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm gonna avoid that subject.
Yeah, boomers. They're not watching this, except for their parents.
Except if you're a boomer and you're watching this, props. You're cool.
You know what? Yeah, fist bump.
Yeah, that's right, fist bump. Otherwise, just go back to reading Reader's Digest or whatever you do.
Snap.
Maybe there's something on the television you can watch.
On cable?
Oh, we're such jerks.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's why we need a delay.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but anyways,
before we, I'm going to interrupt you. Like,
yeah, please do.
before we go too far, and I'll say this again, we're both adults, and
Speak for yourself.
yeah, well, I know you have kids and they're okay, so I know you're doing well, but sometimes we swear, and I'm going to try and put a delay on this.
True.
And we're going to try very, very hard not to swear.
Can you
But
hear
at the
that?
same time, the laughter.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I am going to mark all of these as adults only. I think it's the right thing to do, even if there's no swearing. We tend to talk about all sorts of things in kind of irreverent ways.
Some of it isn't for kids. Like if we end up talking about, you know, the marijuana industry or something, I don't want a 12-year-old going, "Oh yeah, it's a great place to get into." No.
Awesome! I got a guest for that, by the way.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, motorcycles.
Motorcycles are cool.
Like your scooter.
My scooter's not a scooter. So I'm kind of getting into creating bobbers out of cheap Japanese, I guess V-twins that they made in the 80s. That's my thing right now. So I've got a Virago.
What is that?
A V-twin is basically a Harley Davidson type engine. Where this, you know how you see some motorcycles and their engines are like this? That's a V-twin because the engine makes a V and then the pistons go blah 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 blah. And it's a really, really ugly sounding bike. So I'm chopping it down. I got my bike right now for like $2,000 or something like that, and it's about 30 years old. It's technically almost perfect. I don't know. Somebody wrote it, I guess, but they kept it in amazing shape. So I'm turning it into a more modern bike. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Because the Virago is nice, but it's so dated looking. It looks like it's, you know, it looks like it's from '84. So I'm cutting a bunch of stuff off. And I've taken about 40 pounds of crap off of it. The nice thing about it is you can see where the engineering stopped and the marketing began, even in '84. Like, oh yes, you can bring your girlfriend on this. No, you can't. It's not a very good bike. No. Just take the seat off. It's fine. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
I just cut everything off it. Anyways.
I've been seeing you with pieces, and I'm like, okay, what is that? What did you show me? That's why it looked like a scooter for a while there.
Exactly.
I was teasing about that. All right, so I have Toronto and that place that I helped you move to.
Yes. For everyone watching, Chris helped me move out of Toronto, and it worked out really well. And I'm still thankful for that, by the way.
Good job on that one, by the way.
Good job,
this is the place to leave.
Yeah. And then we got here, and then we started interfacing with another real estate agent who you're familiar with. We can't say his name.
No, don't say his name.
But wow, is he from here? Anyway,
make it clear that there was another one after that was really cool.
There's another one after that, slam dunked it.
Yeah.
Well. Like he did a great job, and he got us into a great place. I was looking at the first place that I wanted to buy when I was here. That would have been such a disaster. Like, I'm so glad that he helped out, because I would have bought. Do you remember the place that we were looking at when we?
The Strata.
I don't know, no, it was a Strata. It's a Strata, and it's kind of almost a stilt house, but it was falling apart, and I didn't realize it until Jean went back when it was daytime, and we saw the house in the daytime, and it's like, oh God, there's ants and all sorts of stuff, and they just weren't taking care
don't
of
go here. Yeah. All right, so it turned out well because you've been out there for 4 years now.
5, I think, almost.
Oh my God.
2013, 14, 15, 16. Is that 4 years? It feels like 5.
Well, the traffic's way worse here, man. Seriously.
How? Where are they even putting the cars?
On top of I don't know, something clever.
Are bicycles still to blame for all the traffic?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually, bicycles are the worst things in the world. I personally don't like them when I'm downtown, but I think they drive like and this is where I censor myself, right?
That's right.
Okay, and then
I don't think anyone should ever drive into Toronto anymore. Just don't.
I have to sometimes. Like, the problem with driving in Toronto is this. If you have to go to more than one place, then you have to drive in.
True.
Or at least you don't have to, but the reality is the transit system there sucks.
Yeah.
And getting from place to place and then out of the city, it's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, unless you're in Metro, it's like there's nothing else you can do, right?
So,
Oh, damn. Okay, hold on. Can we pause for a second?
well, we can stop the broadcast.
Okay, give me 1 second. My coworker just.
All right. All right. I think we are live again after that technical difficulty. Simon, do you want to explain what that was?
I had to run downstairs really quick.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well then. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
So we can stitch these together later on, or not.
Yeah. You know what? I've seen people do it all the time. Even what's his face and the guys. They did that.
Yeah, the guys. You'll hear us refer to the guys a lot because we both grew up on the guys. So yeah. All right, go on, man. So,
okay.
Do you have the deck up?
I lived in Toronto, now live in Nanaimo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I actually put this? I wrote this.
You wrote all that. Yeah.
I like open world survival video games because I find them, they're fun.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Did you play Fallout 4?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
Okay. And what did you think?
I love it. It's awesome. Really? Yeah, it's great.
I heard somebody trashed it the other day, and I was like, "What? What? Really?" Because I won't play it.
There's like these little factions because like Fallout 3 people don't like Fallout 4.
And I think that's what the way they explained it to me. I was like, meh, because I'm a Fallout 3 person, right? Like I
like Fallout 3 too.
I played that in just months and months and months and months and months. I didn't finish the game. I just played it nonstop.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, Fallout. Okay. We're gonna have video games on the channel actually.
Oh, for sure.
I think we're gonna have a playlist of yours and a playlist of mine. I know already. I've already gone through and liked our channels or followed them, whatever the term is. That's what I've done. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and then I believe we're supposed to talk about your beard and move along. So we've spoken about the beard.
I have both an iPhone. And
oh, I missed that. Yeah, yeah. I have a Pixel.
You got a Pixel.
I have a Pixel. I'm pretty badass.
You got a mono phone. Wait, go back. Let me see your phone.
I'll actually take it out of its case even for you.
Did you actually crack it already? Don't tell me this.
Did I crack my phone?
Yeah, I just saw it looked like
a crack
on it. No, there you go. Thank God. Okay.
Oh, good God. No.
I was looking at it and it's.
Yeah. No. I have a crappy screen protector on it, but I did not crack the phone. No. I've dropped it a bunch of times actually. He goes, it tells me in the store, first of all, the people that tell us are amazing. They don't pay me for anything. They're the awesomest people in the whole wide world. And every time I ask for something ridiculous, they do it. So, like, you guys are awesome. But anyway, the guy got me this phone when I wasn't supposed to. And he gave me all this stuff for free, like the headphones I'm using and the Daydream VR stuff.
That makes me jealous, by the way.
Yeah, and he ended my contract early, and it's like, this is awesome. So I don't know, maybe should I be saying all that? But yeah, the phone itself. Why am I vibrating? Okay, yeah, sorry. The phone itself was really cool, and so what he did when I bought the phone is because I didn't pay for it. So like he showed me the case. He's like, yeah, the case is really cool, blah blah blah. So I bought the case because I felt bad. And it was $40-something, and it just bounces when the phone drops. It's like boink boink.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm good. I haven't broken it yet, so which is a bit of a record.
My case has a wallet.
Yeah, you've got the UAG.
Yeah, I love these, man.
I had two. I had one for I go through phones like no business. I had suffice to say the second one was not as good as the first, so I was really disappointed. So yeah, and then so how about you? Is that what you want? And then I go.
Yeah, I mean we can talk about the unkempt beard. There it is.
The what?
Okay, the unkempt beard.
Okay. Oh, the what? Well, that's pretty. Actually, it's pretty tight today, man.
That's not bad.
I talked to you a lot of times. It looks like it's all going in the right direction. Well, the same direction.
Yeah.
So All right.
in the same direction. I know. No, I know.
I'm beard. That's what it is.
I know what you mean.
Like, okay. So yeah. So I'll be.
All right. So marketing dude.
Marketing dude. I'm the marketing dude. Are you changing stuff?
No. I'm just.
I feel like you're changing stuff. Are you selecting things? That must be me. No, it's totally you, dude.
It is? Okay.
Yes.
Selecting stuff.
It's totally you. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so I moved into the burbs. Like we were talking about the internet, I lived in the burbs. I lived out in Mississauga.
Mm-hmm.
All the internet jobs. Actually, here's a good story. I used to go down to the Design Exchange in Toronto for just stuff, like, I don't know, whatever. And one of the times that I went there, there's in the back corner, there are these girls, and I say girls because they were called the web girls. And this is way back in the BBS days. When you dialed up to something and that was the internet and you'd use IRC, and that was like the biggest thing in the world. That was, you're on IRC. Wow, that's cool.
That's huge, man.
Yeah, huge, massive. Anyway, I went over to this booth in the corner, and this is like 96 or something, and they're called Web Girls, and they started talking to me about this thing called the World Wide Web. And I was like, yeah, yeah, and then I went away, and I'm like, those chicks are crazy. I thought they were nuts, because we played Quake 3 at home. Right, and that wasn't the internet. Like, was it? Oh, it was later. So 2 years later, we were playing Quake 3 at home. That's when we were at the ISP.
Yeah,
that's right.
No, you must have played Quake, the first Quake first. That's the
thing
that got me into. That got me into like I don't know, Unix. Weirdly enough.
That's what got me into building machines. I built a lot of machines. I was always swapping hardware in and out to get the better machine. Anytime you could afford whatever it was that you needed, and then every so often you'd have to upgrade your motherboard, and that was always a pain in the butt because you had to get rid of everything. So to run this new chip, I stopped building things around Pentium Pro, but because I thought it was a stupid chip. I thought it was the dumbest thing in the world. I was like, what? Why is this a thing? So then. Yeah, but around then is when I really kind of transferred over. I worked in tech support at the ISP, and then I got to be the supervisor of tech. And then I went over to the company split in two. And I went over to the internet east side of the company, and I got to do some really cool things, and that's what kind of launched my career. Being right place, right time. And literally the neighborhood that I live in, all of us almost, I'd say 3/4 of us, of my friends ended up working in the internet. About half of them we worked at the same company for years. Like, I know tons of these people. I'm drinking water. I'm like dying of thirst.
That's great. You grew up with Adrian and Chuck and all those guys, right?
Yeah, Adrian, Donato, and Chuck. Like
Harold too, right?
I see pictures of his bike. I know he cycles a lot. So then there's the people that we think are super cool, and all the other people who we also think are super cool. But then go back, and then a couple different jobs in there, spanning like, and then I'm back out in the burbs. That's from that side. Lived downtown for maybe a while, and I'm back out in the burbs. This time I have a car, so it's a very, very, very different thing. It took me, been here about 2 years. It took me about, I don't know, 18 months to get used to it. Now I love it. It's okay to go to the grocery store in jogging pants. That's cool. I saw a guy in Tweety Bird pants at the jogging store, at the grocery store, and I was like, doesn't matter. Downtown.
It's not like you have to get all fancy like you're going to Target.
Yeah, to Target. No, downtown is like, it's totally different. People look, they spend, and I know I did. I spent a lot more time before I went outside. And here,
yeah, you'd feel exposed if you went downtown Toronto in pajamas.
Yeah.
You feel like you're about to get beaten up for no reason.
Yeah, pretty much. Or everybody would look like, yeah, no.
Yeah,
It's
you
not a
collect
good
a lot of
scene.
change or something.
Here, you go to the grocery store at 10:30, and it's like you got curlers. And people don't wear curlers anymore, but you get my point. It's like,
yeah,
nobody bats an eyelash. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and the roads are really fast, so you can drive like 70
oh
in
yeah,
the middle of the city.
That's in Mississauga. That's like you knew when you were entering Mississauga because everybody minimum 70'd. Right?
Yeah, it's great. It's when I moved here, it was really difficult to adjust because you pass the 427 and the speed goes from 70 to 40. Like that's it's a big difference in planning. it's a big difference. So yeah, so now that I'm out here, I get to hike a lot because I'm close to. I'm at the very, very edge of the burbs. Like, do you know where I am actually?
I think you showed me one on Google Maps.
It's at the very, very, very edge. I think there's a little enclave of Burbia back that way, but they're not attached to farms like mine is. Which is cool. So I'm really close to hiking and things like that. I'm close to the escarpment. I get to go watch waterfalls in the spring and the fall and blah 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 blah. You go to the Y a lot, swim a lot. That's pretty much what I do. And I read and study.
Are you going to the Y that's beside or across from Square One?
Yep.
I had a membership there for like 10 minutes.
Okay, and the other, like, tell me about this.
My mom got it for me, but I don't understand why, because I was nowhere near Mississauga. This is when I was like 18 or something.
So the funny thing is, I had a pass there when I was 18. That might have been why.
Maybe there's some sort of deal or something.
Yeah, I don't know. We all got one. That's where I worked out when I was a kid too. So it's funny that I come back and I work out there, but I don't know. It's awesome. I love the Y. I went to the Y downtown in Toronto. I went to the Y when I lived in Kitchener. I went to the Y when they sent me to Poland when I was 14 or whatever. So that was cool. I had to think about the Y. I'm okay with them. So yeah.
Well, I guess we could talk about that another day. Why did you get sent to Poland?
Because I was awesome. Literally, actually, it was awesome. Remember, like you go, yeah. I have like Sir Awesomeness at the bottom. Sometimes I'm not gonna put it on, but we had. I was a camp counselor when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and what happened, I guess, around the same time was the communist government fell in Poland or something. I don't know. I'm not. These things were not top of mind to me at the time. All I knew was going to Poland. So they got their camps back. I knew this. They got their camps and the property back. And so they were going and sending some people from different countries to go. And I was chosen to go, as were two other people from Canada, and a couple of people from Britain were on the trip that we were. We were there for a month, and we were mostly up north. It was pretty cool. The other two kids were awful. The other two Canadians were such awful kids. I didn't hang out with them. I did not like them at all.
What made them awful? Were they boring or terrible?
They were.
Were they delinquents?
I can't say. When we got to Warsaw, and all along the way, when we got to Warsaw, there would be people speaking in different languages, and there were people speaking French. Yeah. And I spoke French much better than I do now, which is not at all. But I can understand it and I can speak to them, right? So they were kind of upset because they were in French immersion and I was not, and they could not speak to these people because it's a different type of French.
Right. I've heard people always get knocked out by this. They learn French in Canada and they go to like, France or any part of Europe, and it's like, you're not speaking French, you're speaking Canadian.
Yeah, and I have a hard time. I have a hard time with a Quebecois when I'm talking to. When I worked at Bell, for example, I worked in a department where half the department was here and half the department was in Montreal. Mm-hmm. And when we would get together as a group, I speak to them. I speak in French, and they would giggle and stuff like that. And they understood what I was saying. It's just I was using like French words. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. But,
Was it too formal for them or something like that? Or?
I have no idea. From a technical point of view, I have no idea. I like to learn more about the language, but I don't know what it was. I know it's different. That's all. So, and anyway, the kids didn't like me that much after that, so I didn't really have time for them either. There were a whole bunch of Polish kids to play with, and that was the first time I got drunk. I was like, so I remember these guys. They had like this. These people had this. I don't know what do you call them, like an RV, and they had the side of the RV pulled out, and they were all like along a picnic table or something like that in the enclosed area. And they were all hanging out, and so it's like, okay, sure, come on. And I was sitting there with them, and they gave me something to drink, and I smelled it. I'm like, oh my god, this is poison. They put the hell is this?
Some insane vodka, I guess.
Yeah, so but I drank it anyway because I was like, 14 and highly susceptible to peer pressure, right?
Yes.
So, and I had a bit of it more. I'm just like, okay, fine, whatever. And this is why I also didn't like the kids. So, okay, move on after this. But what happened was the other kids were there too, and we all got a little bit drunk. But I woke up the next morning, and they did not. So they got in trouble because they got caught. But I didn't. So
of course not. There's another story we can't tell that from Flint.
Oh God!
Never get caught. You never get caught doing that stuff.
Wow! I forgot.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, Flint, Michigan.
Not the first time you had a drink.
Yeah. So, and then I guess that's a really good segue into the next slide that I have here, which is who are we together? Like, what the hell are these guys together on? Whatever this is, this technology that we don't know anything about.
Yeah.
On the YouTube. Why are we here, Simon?
Not
even. No, wait, not yet. I got the why we're here. I got a slide for that. Actually, that's the one other slide I have.
I thought you were just putting me on the spot.
No, I actually, it's this. I'm right on the slides still. I'm on our deck. It's basically who are we together? What are we doing? Like, where did we come from?
Exactly.
Now I'm putting you on the side.
This is my.
It's all you, man. It's all you.
Oh my God.
Huh?
Yeah. So okay.
Back to that internet company, right? The one where we met.
Do you want to hear a fun story? I'll tell you.
Okay.
There's two stories. I'll tell you the first one though.
All right.
So the company I worked at before, right?
Yeah.
The first internet company I worked at, we were snobs.
Yeah.
We were huge snobs. We were the best in Toronto. Whoa. Always in this Toronto Star. So anyway, we got taken over by PSINet, and I'm going to say PSINet because they're gone. They're long gone.
Okay,
they took a bunch of ISPs over. I don't care.
We can talk about companies that don't exist.
Yeah, we'll go back there later because that was a whole company. Anyway, so I quit. I didn't actually quit right away. I got a weird call from a recruiter who was trying to get me into your company, the other side of your company, where I ended up working.
Yeah.
And I was such a snob. I went into that interview all cocky, like, oh, I don't want to work here, kind of thing. And that's why who hired me, because I was such a go-getter. Because I was being such a dick. And I was asking
now you're gonna have to do me a favor and type in the whose name into the deck. So this is why we have the deck, so we can also follow along.
I'm gonna put it over here. What the hell is the name?
Yeah, so we can follow along with one another. We can have somewhat of a script, but we can also kind of. Where are you typing? I'm sliding down. Okay.
I'm in the Slack right now.
Yeah, I get it.
Do you remember him?
No, where are you? This is really bad. All right, we will talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. But anyways, I went in.
It's not gonna mean anything to you either way.
Yeah, exactly. And the worst part was one of your friends was there, and he was like, later he asked me, so did you get the amount of money you asked for? And I was like, yeah, they gave it to me. I'm really surprised. Because I asked for a ton. What I thought was a ton at the time, which is nothing now. I'd be bankrupt if I.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
what is it? A lot of things were cheaper back then.
You know, it wasn't that a lot of things were cheaper. We were being exploited.
You know what? I remember wanting to unionize. I remember having a discussion with a couple of people I know still.
Yeah.
About wanting to unionize at one point, sitting at the Bull on Queen Street after going like, this is ridiculous. That was also before the bubble burst when we were talking about. So how do people make money again? Like, what is going on here? I remember those discussions a lot. Like,
yeah,
what are we doing? Like,
where
does the money come from?
Why are some of us skateboarding to work and others are like, you know, driving our Audis?
Yeah,
that's
and
exactly
TT,
what it was.
Remember the woman with the TT?
Oh yeah, I remember her.
Yeah. Moving right along. So
anyway.
Yeah, so we talked about you moved out west, you're gone now. Between then and now, like we've been friends. Just that's pretty much it. I know you're well friends with your kids, your wife, and yeah.
I'm friends with them. I'm friends with them. I got friends. What are you trying to say?
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm friends with everybody. That's all. That's all I'm saying. So
my kids actually love you. That's the funny part.
Yeah, I was looking at a picture of them the other day. They're so cute. They were them, and then I was like, oh my god. But okay, yeah. So you guys are out there, and one of the funny things, what led to this is Simon, you and we are on video a lot because you're over there and I'm over here. So we have for the last 4 or 5 years, which is what we were getting at before. I haven't seen you in person.
Exactly. The worst part is, even when we lived in Toronto, we would be like 90% video. Yes, we're just, you know, we're like at work or whatever. Just
the video's so much better now. We can do this, right? This is, and I'm gonna say right now, I apologize to absolutely everyone. This is our first video. We have no concept of time at all. Like, I know we've gone way over 22 minutes, which is what we're gonna try and we will keep things to, but we'll
just call this a Christmas special.
Yeah, we'll play it again at Christmas, and then like put some like mistletoe up in the top right hand corner or something. So totally with mistletoe. Okay, yeah. So that was that. Like, you're out there. We talk all the time, and we have all these discussions about what I think are really interesting things. We tend to talk about. Like, urban agriculture was one of the things that came up. The American government, which we are not going to talk about.
People talk about it, right? We don't have to.
People talk about it. Actually, you know what? I don't have anything. Okay, this is like from Little Dicky, it's the rapper guy I like. He goes, he's talking about money. He goes, I don't want to hear any more songs about people getting money. I don't think anybody has a new take on what it's like to have money. I had money. I have a lot of money now. I don't have any more. I spent a lot of money. It's really funny, right? So it's better than what I just did, clearly, because he's making money for it. But the point is that there's a whole lot of people saying a whole lot of things about what goes on in the States, and I don't think we have much value to add. Pretty much what you said. So it's safe to say the shrug.
I'm keeping it up here. I'm keeping it in space.
Okay. And then there's other stuff. So, there's other stuff. There's one of the ideas is basically that we both kind of end up talking about technology and then society, and then technology and society. In the pre-show, we mentioned some stuff about AR, augmented reality. And the way we usually end up talking to each other when you're not around is not just, oh, isn't this cool? There is, isn't this cool? This is what I found. What does this mean? How, like, these are the different ways that you could use it. Oh, check this out. And combining bits of pieces of information together to come up with something like, what's the effect here? What is really going on? And the idea that we grew up with a lot of this happening at the same time that we matured, right? The technology, I think that's the best way to say it, Simon, is because we've been dancing around this one for weeks, is that the technology matured as we matured.
Yes.
And the industry matured as we matured, and we've been able to see, even going back to like Nintendos and the Sega Master System and stuff like that, and ColecoVision, we've been able to see and experience growth of technology at the same time that the technology that was created was for us. Now, things like Snapchat, I'm not interested in, but we should probably talk about it. For that exactly.
You know what? I should pull it up, but I'm terrified of looking like an old person on it.
Well, my cousins were trying to teach me how to use it, like bless them, but
yeah,
I just didn't get it. And then I wanted to talk to someone who's on it. We won't get into that, but so I learned how to use it real quick, but I deleted it. I
well, that's usually how things get adopted. That's how VHS worked, isn't it?
Oh, good God, no! Let's not go there. So moving right along.
Anyway,
yeah, and that's pretty much the reason why this is also going to be restricted, or at least flagged as don't look at this. It's, you know, you don't have to swear to be, or be. It's not even that we're having off-color remarks. It's just we're adults. We're grown-ups. We can talk about other things.
We're among adults.
Yeah, and that's kind of the idea. And I mean, who we think you are actually is pretty much like us. That's who we're doing bits for. Other people out there who might want another point of view, or just want to hang out. That's another idea actually that I had, Simon. This is new to you. One of the things we do sometimes is just like kind of search the web and like fling sites back and forth together. So I don't know that would be a Tuesday night show, but at some point, Simon, I think that'd be cool.
It would be cool. I just need a map.
We'll set up links ahead of time or something, because
my mutant ability is finding anything on that.
I know.
And it's so, you know, a lot of people have said it, and I don't get it. I'm just like, oh,
I don't understand how you do it, man. You find like I've resorted to asking you sometimes instead of Google. Like
human Google.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, I can't find this thing. It's like really obscure, blah 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 blah. Yeah. And it was like 2 seconds later, I get 5 links. I'm like, okay, all right. So yeah, and so I have another slide. I don't really know how to segue into this. I'm just gonna show the slide.
Which one?
The next slide. Wait, maybe if I went to here, I'm running a presentation here in a different window. Sort of. I think I'm not in the not in the application. So this is why it's not even a show about this show yet.
No, this is technical difficulties too.
Yeah, this isn't the meta show. This is just all right. Okay, so what? Right. So what? And I guess that's what this is supposed to answer. Okay, seriously, it's the same slide. How does this work? This is one of those things that worked when I tested it.
I only see 7 slides.
Oh no, not your slide deck. My slide deck. Okay, now whatever. Okay.
Sorry.
The presentation slide deck.
This is exactly how I didn't want to appear on Snapchat. How do you use this thing? Mildred, what's my password? Yeah. Well.
Okay, so we have to. All right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm gonna keep that from blinking on and off. Okay. But I think what it is, I guess, is that I'm gonna read it out. We're fun, funny, intelligent, and lighthearted. Mm-hmm. We have a lighthearted look at what are sometimes serious things, and manage to find the humor in them. So, and while we do that, we go to some pretty dark places sometimes.
It's true.
We go to some fun places. We dance all over the place. And this is what I was talking about with synthesizing ideas and like, okay, well, they did it like this. So what would happen if they did this like this? Yeah. It's fun. It's a fun conversation. And I'd really like to have other people join us. I'd like to have people here with you and I sometimes. So it'd be cool. Yeah.
We know a lot of cool people.
I know a lot of cool people, and there's a lot of people out there that I don't know who are also pretty cool.
I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, I mean, I only know like I only have 170 something people on my Facebook.
I've got.
And
it doesn't even
I try.
matter. I only talk to 5 of them anyway.
Well, I narrowed it down to like family and people I see frequently.
Yeah.
Or like know something about.
Exactly.
Like there's so many people that I know have like. I'm sorry, I don't want to dig, but I one of the things that we did when we were doing databases, setting up your databases, personal databases, is only put the person's name in the database if I can say the name to you and you can tell me something about them. Right. So the challenge is when you look at a list like that, can you do that? Right? Can I ask you something? Can I just tell you a name and you tell me something about them? Because if you can't, then they probably shouldn't be there. It's a collection. So like mine behind me, but I can tell you something about all of it.
Exactly. Right. Also mine, because I love that stuff.
I think this here got voted the best something badass bike in anime ever recently. I forget what it is. But if you don't know, in case you don't know, this is Canada's bike from Akira.
I'm pretty surprised that nobody's manufactured one. I mean, I know that hobbyists have put one together, but I mean, I'm talking about an actual.
Like how we have hovercrafts and stuff like that now. Like there's something like that should exist. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I would ride a bike if it rode like okay. Anyway.
We're just dropping stuff now.
Yeah, I got Kevin back here. Hey, have you ever seen this guy?
No, who's this guy?
Kevin.
Oh, you got that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he was $2 when I was in Toronto.
Dude, why didn't you get it? He's hard to find.
I don't know, because it was undervalued. That's exactly why. If it was $10, I probably would have bought it. That's the funny thing.
Okay, fine, fair enough. All right, so yeah, I think I'm comfortable wrapping this up. We've been on for like, almost an hour.
That sounds about right. That sounds like what we do.
Yeah, just talk. Yeah. So we're gonna be back next week at 10 p.m. Yeah, we'll be able to do that now that we've tested all of this stuff out. We may have an abbreviated show, so 22 minutes is what we're aiming for. I don't know that we'll hit that. I'm not too concerned. What I'm concerned about is that we go over it. Yeah.
Well, you know what? If you don't want to watch more than 22 minutes, just turn off the video, right?
Yeah, honestly, if you don't want to watch more than 2 minutes, like just go to also and come back some other time. It's cool. I don't mind. Simon, you're good with that?
I guess. Yeah. Come on back.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever. People, you have the control. About, when you want to
come
watch
back because we're talking about cool stuff. I guess.
Yeah, and I'll label the things that we talk about in the subject, so you'll know if you want to watch it or not. Because sometimes people don't want to hear about whatever it is that other people want to hear about. Which is
cool. We can throw the links up on the face pages.
Yeah, and there's a blog that's gonna honestly in like 4 or 5 months there's gonna be in everything associated with this, whether you're watching it or not. So you'll be able to find like this deck might even come up that where I'm looking at. I'm gonna try and share pretty much everything we do while we're doing this with you, which is what the meta show would be about. It's going to be pretty much how we got to this point right now, and how we're going to go a bit further. We got this done. And I'm actually going to say a shout out to Derek Lobo. This is one of the things I wanted to get this at the beginning, but I'll see if at the end is good enough. Shout out to Derek Lobo. Just got it done. So we had this idea 11 days ago. Simon and we had it for a long time, but we had it 11 days ago. We were talking about it again, and we just did it immediately at that moment. Started the process of getting to right here, which is why we don't really care about how long we're talking right now, because is that fair, Simon? Like, yeah, we've done a lot of work over the last few.
I'm surprised we managed to fill up 22 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and actually, now that I realize this is one of those things that I picked up from Toastmasters. Now that I realize how much 22 minutes looks like in this deck that I have here, we don't need to do nearly as much work as I thought.
We need,
to fill 22
we need like 2 or
minutes.
3 things, because otherwise we can just go on.
Yeah, because we have like what we have right now. What I'm looking at over in the side here is I have 2 decks. I have the deck that I show you that you see, the So What deck, and then I have another deck that Simon and I are sharing at the same time. We sometimes pass notes back and forth, but it's 7 slides, and there are points on each slide that we're going through, and we're dancing around each one of those. So like no, it's
No, we need the first 3,
yeah,
including
3.
the title.
And it's about the title. That's what we have for this one.
Yeah,
it's all
right.
about the title.
Exactly.
So, all right. Thank you, Simon. Have a good night. Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
All right.
This is fun. Thanks for thanks for emceeing too.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? This is actually one of the other things about this is there's this what we've done so far barely scratches the surface of what we can do with this tool. I was telling you at the beginning of this that I figured it out. I'm hosting this one, and I'm going to challenge you to host the next one.
I could.
All right. Okay.
It's going to look like an SCTV skit, but okay.
And this doesn't.
What does this do? Click. What does this do?
That's exactly what I was doing. So it's okay. I did that for an hour.
Very well.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay.
Good show. Bye.